It seems like everyone in America is talking about Gamestop and the war being waged on Wall Street between online traders and the big-time investment firms. Here's a quick breakdown of how we got here. Earlier this month, amateur online investors joined together on a message board to drive up the price of companies like GameStop. That's in response to hedge funds placing bets, or shorts as they're known. Those shorts would have said that the companies are about to fail. Their plan ended up working, and GameStop shares have now shot up by more than 1,700%. The hedge funds have been reportedly losing millions, if not more. And now there's a new controversy today. Shares of GameStop and other companies are falling after companies' limited trading on stocks boosted by these amateur investors. So, Greg, let me begin with you and ask, is this a situation where we've seen a populist revolt in Washington, and now we're seeing a populist revolt against Wall Street? And I'm thinking about, the whole notion of disruption. They're disrupting Wall Street.
How can you sell stock you don't own? We don't do that with other stuff. And so now regular people made money off this bizarre scam, and Wall Street is pissed off that it's not them. So, I mean, the fact, I love this idea that a bunch of poor folks banded together to beat the worst element of Wall Street by punching up the stock price. I hope that it's true. And I hope that these people don't end up losing money on this. But we have seen now the subreddit group is being classified as hate speech for doing this, which just shows you how you can manipulate the phrase hate speech into anything you want. And now Wall Street is like, there are firms on Wall Street that are saying you can only sell, but you can't buy this stock. And you got Janet Yellen, who accepted $810,000 in speaking fees from the firm that owns Robinhood that is stopping a lot of the purchasing. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on, but I like it.
Jesse, do you think this is about resentment at, when Wall Street got bailed out after the 2008 and Main Street didn't get bailed out, and people are saying, hey, Wall Street, take a hike?
Yeah, there's a part of that, and you nailed it at the top. It's about populism. In the age of the internet, you could be a day trader and you can speculate and drive up stock prices just like the pros do. But what happened here is that they drove it up, and a bunch of these hedge fund guys just took a bath on some short positions, and then they got bailed out by some of their bigger hedge fund guys. And then what they did was say, hey, we're getting humiliated here by these retail investors. So they got these platforms like Robinhood that let these guys trade at home shut down. And they froze the stock so they couldn't be traded by these guys at home. That's a criminal conspiracy.
Right.
That's illegal. And people should be going to jail for that, because you can't do that. And it goes with what we've been seeing for the last decade or two, is when you see this populist uprising, whether it's Trump or anybody else, come up like this, they get shut down with an iron fist, whether it's Silicon Valley, whether it's people spying on his campaign. They're not going to allow the peasants to come over and start playing games with them. And we're on a big collision course, and I don't like it. It makes me sound like a Democrat, Juan. Why am I sticking up for the little guy? I'm supposed to be Mr. White Privilege over here, and pro business, but these crooked business guys are really making it tough for the average Joe, and it's not fair. And I don't like to talk about fairness because I sound like a whiner, but it really isn't fair.
I have a worry along these lines that people who are buying GameStop or buying BlackBerry, companies that don't seem to have a great future, they could get caught holding the bag and lose their shirts. Do you think so?
Well, that's maybe, but that's their decision if they want to do that. I got on Robinhood this morning. I downloaded the app. I tried to buy Nokia stock because I was like the next big thing, and I wasn't allowed to buy it. I thought that was really weird that I wasn't allowed to buy the stock. It was just like cut off from the world. But one of the biggest frauds of this whole thing is Elizabeth Warren, because guess whose side she's taking? The side of the hedge fund, not the side of the little guy.
No way.
Yes. Why? So I want to know, because she's a fraud. That's why. So I think this is very interesting. I think they're playing by the same rules as Wall Street has played by forever, and they beat them at their own game, and it's all fair. So maybe do a better job next time.